Okay, thanks to French Quarters Guest Apartments for being our New York City hotel. Let them be your headquarters in New York City. Go to FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next day. FrenchQuartersNY.com to book your next day. Okay, Jay's got till 12:36 Eastern Time. He's got to go do a spot. He's working tonight. He's doing a spot at the Comedy Cellar. If you're in the Village, run to the Comedy Cellar. You'll see him in about So you do it every night still, Jay?
Yeah.
Are you out there pretty much every night? Yeah.
6 a week. Yeah.
And you're a
live
Philly
here?
guy.
Or do you drive? You live here, or you drive from Philly?
I drive. No, I'm not in Philly anymore. I drive in from Long Island. I stay in the city a lot though now, but I drive in from Long Island. My place where I pay to live is in Long Island.
The last time we were talking at the Cellar, I found out something about you I didn't really know, that you're really good friends with Kevin Hart.
Yeah, we started together.
He's
in
a Philly guy.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, just like, as successful as a comic can get and stuff. Is that something you always saw in him?
Yeah, man. Like his hustle was amazing from the get-go, and I was always impressed with it. At very young ages when we'd meet up to go play basketball just because we were just. 19.
You grew up in the same area.
We were 19. No. We met doing comedy.
Oh, okay. Oh, doing comedy.
But we just became friends.
All right.
Me, him, and Kurt Metzger, actually. The three of us all met.
Kurt's really funny, yeah.
Hilarious. We all met in Philly just doing stand-up, like the open mic night at this one all-black comedy club that we did.
That's a good exercise for a white guy, too, is do black rooms.
When I passed the comic strip, I passed the first time I went up in front of Lucian.
Yeah.
And another comic was like, he's like, how did it go when you spoke to Lucian? I go, he passed me. He goes, I saw this. There was only 10 people in the room. I go, yeah, they came to laugh. I used to perform for like a room full of people who, as soon as you messed up, they were like ready to pounce on you.
I did 2 people once at the comic strip, but I sat down at the table with them. I did that thing where I just talked to them.
Yeah.
I was like, what am I going to do? Try to make them laugh.
But even 10 people laughing, I said, well, those black rooms would get hostile sometimes.
Absolutely.
And if they smelled fear, they would prance.
Oh, no, they attack. No, I'm telling you. Here you go. A minority bachelorette party. Okay. If you could do well there, you're ready for anything in showbiz. Go right to it, like a Puerto Rican bachelorette party. Okay. If you can kill there and not leave the stage crying, you're terrific.
Yeah.
You're terrific. There's going to be a woman wearing a tiara and a belly shirt, and she's 280 pounds. And she has a tattoo of her dead brother right here to the right of her belly button.
And she's daring you to talk about it. She wants you to talk about it.
Bring it up! Bring it up!
Wound still fresh.
Drink something! Man, I'm in AA. Drink something! I told it wasn't Puerto Rican, it was a black bachelorette party. I told the bachelorette that I was in AA. And this, again, you have to laugh at this on some level. She said, "You and gay." And they laughed for 10 minutes and I got off stage.
I did a.
How do you come back from you and gay?
I did a pretty black show down by the shore a couple years ago. The guys asked me to do it. And I was asking some inappropriate question to a girl in the front row, and it was the promoter's daughter. I didn't know that, but he didn't care. He was fine with it.
Yeah, put her in the front row. But asking for trouble.
But his wife, who was her stepmother, definitely.
Oh my God. Okay. Or her sister.
Yeah, but stepmother came over and it was like it's her husband is the promoter of the show, and she is throwing a monkey wrench in what I'm doing complete. She goes, "Oh hell no, you messed with the wrong one now." And you're looking at the promoter like, dude. Here's the thing, I'm saying stuff to her, tearing her down. But it's almost like you're hitting her and then looking at the guy like, grab her, man. Like, grab her.
Well, no, it's like when Larry Holmes fought Ali. Like, he kept looking at the ref. Do you want me to kill him?
Yeah.
I'll keep holding him up.
Oh, yeah. Didn't Roy Jones do that once, too? Where he looks at the ref like...
Do you want me to kill him?
Right. But there is a thing. I've had this argument a lot lately, too, in discussing even with the thing that happened with Tosh a long time ago. But me and comic buddies always describe this.
What, at Radio City?
But
the thing when he walked off Radio City? People walked out of Radio City?
No, Tosh, when he had the thing where he did like a rape joke. And
right. Yeah. I thought that was a Radio City.
No, it was like at a club. It was just a club in L.A.
The most depressing part about that story was it was at Radio City.
But no, like... But do you believe? I'm curious what your thoughts on this. Do you believe that dealing with the audience, it's a live art form in front of a crowd? Do you believe that dealing with the audience in the moment is a skill that is necessary to possess in stand-up comedy? To be a good comic,
and
the ability to keep it like kind of even if they're being nasty, like still always keep it funny. To try to go down with the ship being funny. It's
an interesting question because by the time you get good enough to have a special, it almost never happens because they tell people to shut up.
Yep.
And you're taping a TV show. So you never see that side of a comic. You just see his material. When a real great comic, you're right, should be able to just obliterate anybody who opens their mouth.
For me, that's when I.
That's what Jay Leno used to be.
That's
you know?
what, yeah.
Leno was called the assassin.
That's what I. That's when I crack my knuckles and stand. Especially if I'm having like a set. If I'm just doing a set of jokes, I have to like run some jokes, and I'm waiting for the guy who's like, next, next comic, and you're like, thank you. It's like, what's up, dude? What's your? And just go.
It's like you're putting out bait.
If
go for it. Go for it.
It's such a thing too. What you said about like learning like the calm and being okay with the silence, because the beauty is if you can sit in that silence long enough, and I'm sure you know this too. Like if you let anybody, especially like an untrained, I hate to say the word trained, but like a not professional comedian trying to be funny, if you give the guy in the audience the floor, they will always burn themselves.
Yeah, you're right.
Every time.
Just keep talking.
Let him talking. And it's this awesome, fun manipulation with the audience where you take them and you almost have to let yourself be a victim a little bit first. You have to you have to get the, remember, was it Robert De Niro describing the dry gulch in This Boy's Life? Remember that? He goes, oh, gee, I'm so sorry, mister. Are you not enjoying the show? Because that guy will always get more aggressive, or that woman will always get more. And then the crowd's kind of like, you just kind of make it clear to them.
It's
like,
rope-a-dope.
But you kind of make it clear to them. You go, I'm just trying to make you guys laugh. Why are you so mad at me? And you let him say, and then you can wish AIDS on his mom. And then the crowd will be like, yeah.
No, because that's the thing.
We all wish his mom got AIDS.
They'll start to hate him too.
Right.
Because he's ruining a show. They're paying $11 for a Rolling Rock.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But you can say so much more vicious things to that person, and the crowd's on your team.
It allows you to do it.
It's amazing.
It's like now I'm dealing with Hitler. What couldn't I say to Hitler?
But
in their eyes,
exactly.
No, but you know what I've done with guys like that? I give them the mic. I give them the microphone. Yeah. If they won't shut up after 3 comments that they think is funny, I give them the mic and I sit down on the stool. I'm like,
they freeze. That will be. By the way, what's so funny about that is I've had people ask me the question with that very thing. They go, well, what if the guy says something that kills? I go, impossible. Yeah. Not that he's not funny enough to say something that can kill an audience. They already don't like him.
They don't like him.
Like there's something about that, and that's an X factor too. And I think so, I heard somebody say it too. Oh, it might have been Ron Bennington said it to you. The thing is, and that's an intangible. That's something Kurt Metzger doesn't have. As brilliant as a comic as he is, it's such a testament to how brilliant his jokes are.
Yeah.
And David
doesn't need it.
And
yeah.
Dave Attell too.
Yeah.
Is they are both. You couldn't find more visually, immediately unlikable human. Like right away, like, they're kind of menacing. I can't dress myself up to look more menacing, and for some reason, when I get on stage, I think you probably feel that too. It's my game to lose. I feel like when I get on stage, most people are like, I like this big old galoot. I want to hear him.
I get that too. Most people like a fat guy. You know,
yeah,
I want to laugh at this guy. That's why I always thought, I'm trying to think, has there ever been an insanely, good-looking, like Brad Pitt type good-looking guy who's genuinely funny? I don't think in history there's been, because that's the guy you hate the most. Yeah, if that guy can win you over, that's fine.
and there's a I have a buddy.
Or if you look disturbing, like a Teller.
Well, yeah, it's true. Well, it's funny. My buddy Justin Silver, who ended up hosting CBS Dogs in the City, it's a reality show.
Yeah.
But he's a comic, very good-looking dude, in good shape, very narcissistic. And I would have said when I first started watching him do comedy, he should have quit. And then on just hanging out at my house one night, he's a good friend of mine. Like he's a good dude and a funny guy. But I knew he has to overcome that thing that's like he's a good-looking dude, and he had a lot of jokes when he first started about how good-looking he was, essentially. It's easy for me to get laid, but blah, blah, blah.
Makes you hate him more.
And I try to make him realize, I'm like, when you do that, you're only performing for maybe 4 guys in the audience who are the same jerks that you are.
Think they're like you, yeah.
So that's all. The guys that are like, yeah, dude, I know what you're saying. It is easy to pick up chicks at that club.
Yeah.
And then he started telling me personal stories about how when he was a kid, he had OCDs and these Tourette's tics that used to make him make all these noises, and he would measure things with his thumbs. And I was like, and he called his mom on.
That's the sweet stuff.
He called his mom to prove on the phone to me that he's not making this up. That he was this little freaky, used to do these weird lick books and all these bizarre quirks. And I go, Justin, if you explain this to people on stage and you write some stuff about that stuff, people are starting to understand you more. Oh, but then you got in shape, you started going to the gym. They can understand you more, and then they will be on your team.
Right. Sure.
You have to. I thought Steve-O had an issue when he first started doing comedy. He had a lot of just jokes and stories where it's like, so I'm at the Four Seasons with these hot chicks, and you're like, no one is relating to you.
No one relates to your movie star stories. Exactly. And Steve, to his credit, keeps doing it. And we just saw him a month ago there.
He's getting better and better.
It gets better and better. But yeah, that's great to describe a comic. Imagine if Brad Pitt licked books. If John Stamos gets funny to where he's good at stand-up, then you really can't bring your girlfriend around. That's the worst thing ever. You got to go, man. I've never said that before. You got to go. But go do your thing. Come back anytime, man.
I will, man. I will.
The great Jay Oakerson.
Thank you so much.
And you want to plug anything in particular?
My podcast, Legion of Skanks. I
gotta do that. Legion of Skanks. Back after this.
The Artie Lange Show. Weeknights on Audience. Only on DirecTV.